This is a breaking news alert from 24-Hour News 8.
Breaking now, a frantic search for a man wanted in a double homicide that happened in Holland last night. This is who police are searching for, Bontevi Narison. Police just found his vehicle at a Buddhist temple north of Zeeland. There is now an active search for him in that area. We have team coverage starting with 24-Hour News 8's Ken Kolker at the scene of that search area. Ken?
No, there's a heavy police presence here. Lots of heavily armed officers with heavy gear down there on 112th. We're at actually 112th in New Holland. This is about a mile north of us at 112th in Van Buren. Actually, we were much closer a little while ago, but police forced us to go back. The police have set up in front of a Laotian Buddhist temple at the corner of 112th and Van Buren. Now, officers on the scene confirmed that they're looking for the suspect. They confirmed also that the suspect's gold Lexus was found at the temple, but it's not clear where he might be, whether he's in that car or whether he just abandoned it there. Now, police have closed off streets for at least a mile around this area. We just, as a matter of fact, just watched an AMR ambulance go past. Now, they're setting up here. Now, we don't know much about this suspect. We do know, police say that he targeted his victims, although it's not clear why. Now, police have said he should be considered armed and dangerous, and of course we'll stay here and continue to monitor this situation and bring you live updates. Live in Olive Township, Ken Kolker, 24-Hour News 8.
Our team coverage continues this noon. Let's get to our newsroom where Tom Hillen is live in our newsroom with what we know about these two victims. Tom?
Well, Amanda, we do know that these two victims were known to each other. They had a connection, but so far police are not saying what their exact connection to each other was. Now, police have identified the victims as Amane Kunvangsa. She is 37 years old. She is from Holland, and we are told she is a mother to 3 children. We know that one of her kids is only 7 years old, but was not in the apartment when the two were shot to death last night. The other victim is 40-year-old Gilberto Andrade Peña. He too is from Holland. We know that the two were in the apartment when the suspect, Bontevi Narison, got there and sought them out. We know they were shot in the apartment as they attempted to escape. When police got to the scene, they found Kunvangsa in the hallway outside the apartment and found Andrade Peña on the front lawn of the apartment building. Again, we do not know what the connection is between the three of them, the two victims and the suspect, but police say the two victims did know each other and that the suspect in the case did seek them out. Obviously, this is a very developing story. We're going to stay in contact with authorities. As soon as we have more information, we'll pass it along. Reporting live in the newsroom, Tom Hillen, 24-Hour News 8.
Thank you so much, Tom, for that update. Now, here is another live look at the second scene at the corner of Van Buren Street and 112th Avenue, north of Zeeland. Police found the double homicide suspect's car at the Buddhist temple on that corner. Right now, he is not in custody. Here is another look at his picture. There's his name. If you see him, call police immediately. We'll continue to bring you updates throughout our newscast. Again, Ken Kolker live in that area. Authorities in Ottawa County are investigating after the discovery of more skimming devices. Here's a look at where crooks were trying to steal your credit card information. Skimmers were found inside gas pumps at 3 gas stations near US 31 in Holland, Olive, and Port Sheldon townships. The Exxon Mobil station along US 31 in Olive Township, the Quality gas station on North River and Lakewood Boulevard. Officials started investigating after victims came forward, reported unfamiliar transactions made on their credit cards. Workers at the gas stations found the skimmers while conducting routine checks on their pumps. This is the latest case after a rash of skimmers have been found here in West Michigan. So what can you do to protect yourself? Experts say you should go inside at the gas station and prepay at the cash register. But if you do pay at the pump, experts advise you select credit so you don't have to enter your PIN. And of course, be sure to monitor your bank statements and report any unauthorized charges to your bank and local police department. Some thieves take out small amounts to avoid detection. Now to your forecast. It's another cloudy day here in West Michigan this noon. Let's get right to Storm Team meteorologist Terry DeBoer. She's in the tracking center this noon. Terry, any rain coming with these clouds?
Well, no rain, no snow, unfortunately. I know that's the million-dollar question, Amanda. Lots of folks wondering, hey, you know what? We're 2 weeks away officially from the beginning of winter. 2 weeks from today is the beginning of winter, and 2 weeks from Friday is Christmas. And Well, we just don't have any sign of any snow in sight anytime soon. And in fact, we are looking at a generally gray day here in West Michigan. Plenty of cloud cover out there. Not quite the fog issue that we've had the last couple of days. And you can certainly see here along the lakeshore in Muskegon, a very quiet day as well. Temperatures outside upper 30s to low 40s. And as we look at the day planner, you'll see readings in the low to mid 40s for highs this afternoon. Again, the clouds will tend to win out, though I think we could see a few peaks of the sunshine here this afternoon. A southerly wind at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Sunrise 8 o'clock this morning and sunset 5:08 this evening. And of course, coming up in just a few minutes, we'll take a detailed look at that Storm Team 8-day forecast that does include, if you can believe this one, Amanda, even warmer air building as we head into the weekend.
This noon, we have new information about a deadly crash we first brought you as breaking news on Daybreak. A passerby called 911 around 5 this morning when they came across a car on 128th Avenue between 16th and 18th Street that was up against a tree. When police got there, they found the male driver dead in the car. Police say the driver was heading eastbound on 128th when it went off the road and crashed into a ditch and several trees. Right now, police say they don't know what caused the driver to go off the road. The driver has not been identified, but police say he was a 22-year-old man from Allegan. They say they have not determined if speed or alcohol played a role yet in that crash. New information just into our newsroom about a water main break that shut down a busy Wyoming road. Clyde Park Avenue is closed between 26th Street and Cricklewood. About 40 homes and businesses are without water right now. Wyoming Public Works tells us a 16-inch cast iron water main broke. Officials hope to have the water back on by 6 tonight. They don't have an estimate on when the road will be back open, though. We'll let you know. President Obama's demand for more gun control has been good news for gun stocks. Shares of Smith & Wesson and Sturm Ruger jumped more than 5% yesterday. In fact, both companies have seen double-digit stock hikes since last week's mass shooting in San Bernardino, California. Mass shootings tend to boost U.S. gun sales, particularly when the president talks about addressing gun violence. On Sunday, the president asked Congress to make it harder for people on the government's no-fly list to buy guns. He also said it should be harder for all Americans to buy assault weapons. Now to the east side of the state, police near Flint say an argument inside a Toys R Us store led to a shooting in the parking lot. A man was shot in the leg. It's unclear what the argument was about. The Toys R Us store was locked down about 20 minutes before shopping resumed. Police in Muskegon Heights continue to investigate a shooting. It happened around 5 o'clock last night near the intersection of East Sherman and Hoyt Street. The Norton Shores Police Department helped assist Muskegon Heights Police with that shooting investigation. We are still working to learn what led up to the shooting or how serious those injuries may be. If you owe the IRS money and you're past due, you could be hearing from a private debt collector company. According to the Better Business Bureau, the IRS will be hiring private collection companies to collect taxes in difficult cases. These include cases where the IRS can't locate the taxpayer and more than a year has passed without interaction with the taxpayer for purposes of furthering the collection.
This is a breaking news alert from 24-Hour News 8.
Hi, everybody. I'm Susan Shaw. We start with developing news. Millions in investment and new jobs for a West Michigan GM plant. Tom Hillen is here in studio with us right now. The news just came down within the hour. What do we know about this?
Yeah, exciting news, exciting numbers to talk about here, Susan. We're talking more than $43 million in investments and 55 new jobs for our area for powertrain components. GM says they're pumping that investment into their Grand Rapids operation plant located in the former Delphi facility on Burlingame Avenue. Right now, that plant employs more than 500 people working 3 shifts and produces a variety of precision machined engine components used in Chevy, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac vehicles. This summer, GM announced that it was investing $119 million into that same plant and adding 300 jobs to that location. Today's announcement means an additional investment and additional jobs. GM says that details about program timing and applications will be released at a later time. The plant manager said in a statement that the investment signifies commitment to the men and women of Grand Rapids. Sue?
Tom, thank you. Good news. Well, happening right now, Grand Rapids City Commissioners are meeting to vote on putting assault-style rifles in all of the Grand Rapids police cruisers. 24-Hour News 8's Amanda Jarrett is at the live desk right now with what city leaders are saying about this. Amanda?
Good afternoon, Sue. That City Commission meeting is happening right now. We have a crew in that meeting. Now, the city budget includes about $300,000 to pay for high-power rifles and ammunition. We're expecting the commissioners to vote whether or not to authorize the purchase. City Commissioner Sunita Lanier said a few moments ago, quote, "These are the types of issues that keep us racially divided when it comes to a vote on assault rifles without public comment." Grand Rapids Police Chief David Rahinsky also spoke at that meeting this morning about the assault rifles, saying, quote, "Grand Rapids is not immune from some of the threats that are happening nationally." This morning, the Grand Rapids chapter of the NAACP issued a news release asking city commissioners to take more time to get community input on the plan to buy semi-automatic rifles for all 59 police cruisers. The civil rights group wants the city to take more time to engage the community, make sure people understand how these weapons work and what they'll be used for, and what kind of training officers will receive. Again, that vote is expected to take place at that meeting that's going on right now. Heather Walker is in the meeting. She's providing live tweets to us. You can follow her online and woodtv.com. We'll update you throughout the day. At the live desk, Amanda Jarrett, 24-Hour News 8.
We have chosen to close our schools today until we can be absolutely sure that our campuses are safe.
Classes have been canceled for the Los Angeles School District. Just a short time ago, the school board president joined police for a press conference. This after an electronic bomb threat. Officials say they are still analyzing it, and the cancellation of classes today is out of an abundance of caution.
It is important that I take the precaution based on what has happened recently and what has happened in the past.
The Los Angeles School District is the second largest in the nation. It has 640,000 students. All schools will remain closed until the threat has been cleared. In the meantime, all students have returned home. This just in, parts of our area are dealing with chickenpox outbreaks. The state health departments say that outbreaks in Calhoun and Muskegon counties are due to large numbers of unvaccinated kids in school. Some kids even had to be hospitalized. Health officials warn the outbreaks could spread to neighboring counties. If your kids come down with the itchy, blistery rash, make sure to get them to a doctor as soon as possible. In just a matter of hours, we could find out whether or not Switch will be coming to West Michigan. Everything is weighing on the state house right now. Today, state representatives could pass massive tax breaks for Switch, and if that happens, the company will invest $5 billion into the old Pyramid building. The pressure is on because the House and Senate are expected to wrap up for the year in the next couple of days. The bills must be approved by the House, and then they will be sent back to the Senate for a vote. 24-Hour News 8's Joe LaFurgie is on his way to Lansing and will let us know if a vote happens today. We will, of course, update you at woodtv.com and tonight on 24-Hour News 8 at 5 and 6. The final Republican presidential primary debate of 2015 will take place tonight in Las Vegas. It's happening less than a week before Donald Trump campaigns in West Michigan. The latest polls show Trump leading, but Ted Cruz is not too far behind. In fact, beyond being number 2 nationally, Cruz leads in Iowa. The Iowa caucus takes place in 7 weeks. Meanwhile, the same NBC Wall Street Journal poll gives Trump and Cruz the top 2 spots. It shows the two men would not beat Hillary Clinton, though, in a hypothetical general election matchup. But Marco Rubio and Ben Carson would. The debate will air on CNN tonight, with the first debate starting at 6 o'clock. Coverage of the second debate will start at 8:30 tonight. Then we hope you'll join us at 10 and 11 o'clock. Our political reporter, Rick Albin, will be here for complete analysis of the debate. On Saturday, ABC will host another Democratic debate in New Hampshire. As we mentioned, Donald Trump will be in West Michigan next week. But if you were hoping to see him and you didn't already register, you're out of luck. The free event is already sold out. Yesterday, Trump's campaign announced he would be making a campaign stop at the Deltaplex Arena in Walker next Monday, but overnight, we learned that free tickets are no longer available. Doors open for the rally at 5 o'clock, but Trump won't take the stage until 7:30. Temperatures are slowly starting to fall, but it is still pretty mild for mid-December. Changes are on the way, though, and Storm Team 8 meteorologist Terry DeVore is tracking snow for later this week. Terry?
Well, that's right. So it's almost been hard to get into the holiday spirit because of just how almost fallish, autumnal it has seemed outside. We've had temperatures so much above average for much of this month, and we are continuing that trend today. Even though we're a little cooler than we have been, temperatures will still be about 5 to 10 degrees warmer than average this afternoon. You'll notice the visibility is good. We've had a little sunshine here and there, but the clouds will likely win out for the rest of the day. And unfortunately, it's been so warm that folks have not been able to do skating on Rosa Parks Circle. That too is about to change, at least temporarily, as we close out this week and head into at least the start of the weekend. Temperatures outside now upper 30s to low 40s. And as you can see, Storm Track Live, we had some light rain in the area earlier this morning. And for the most part, that light rain and drizzle has come to an end. Not ruling out a raindrop or two this afternoon, but really for the most part, the big story should be a return to at least partial sunshine. The clouds again dominating, but a little bit of sunshine here and there. With that northwesterly wind, temperatures will make it only into the low to mid 40s, which again still is about 5 to almost 10 degrees warmer than average. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll take a detailed look at that Storm Team 8-day forecast, including, yes, the potential for some shovelable snow as we close out the week and kick off the weekend.
Thank you, Terry. A head-on crash just outside of Ionia has killed one person. The crash happened last night just before 5 o'clock on M21 near Sales Road. Officials say a truck was traveling east on M21 when it crossed the center line and hit a westbound car head-on. Drivers of both vehicles were transported to the hospital. 46-year-old Tamara Priest, who was the driver of the westbound car, died. The at-fault driver, 67-year-old James Fosberg, is still at the hospital. Police say they don't know what caused Fosberg to cross the center line. The crash does remain under investigation. New at noon, a pair of 19-year-olds are facing charges after a traffic stop in Van Buren County. Last night, a deputy pulled over a car on County Road 665 just north of Bloomingdale. The car was being driven by Gage Trowbridge. The deputy quickly discovered Trowbridge had 2 outstanding warrants as well as a suspended license. The deputy searched the car and also found a slew of drugs. Trowbridge and his passenger were arrested. You are running out of time if you want to sign up for health insurance through the Affordable Care Act. Today is the final day to sign up if you want coverage to start on January 1st. If you already have health insurance through the ACA, today is also your last chance to make changes to your existing coverage. So they take effect at the beginning of the year. Current customers will automatically be renewed January 1st if you don't make changes, but you might be able to save money if you shop around a little bit. You have until the end of the day today to sign up. 1 year ago, 18 people were held hostage for 16 hours at a popular cafe in Sydney, Australia. The deadly siege ended when police stormed the cafe. In the end, 2 hostages and the gunman were killed. All day long, Australians have been paying their respects to the victims and creating makeshift memorials. The New South Wales Premier and Police Commissioner also visited the cafe. Authorities are still investigating if the gunman was a lone wolf, carrying out an ISIS-inspired attack, or if he was pursuing a personal issue.
Preparations are underway at the Deltaplex. This is crews gear up for tonight's rally with the GOP frontrunner. We'll take you inside and show you what crews are doing to prepare for the big crowds and the Donald. Plus, new information on the woman who Las Vegas police say was behind the wheel when she plowed her car into a group of pedestrians on the sidewalk.
And we're tracking scattered rain showers today. We also have another system on the way for Wednesday. We talk about that too, coming up in your forecast.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Emily Linnert. 24-hour News 8 at noon starts right now.
Live, this is 24-hour News 8.
He's the leading GOP presidential candidate, and tonight Donald Trump will be in West Michigan. A campaign rally is set to take place at 7:30 at the Deltaplex in Walker. That's where we find 24-hour News 8's Joe LaFurgey. He's been talking with officials at the Deltaplex and joins us now live with a look inside. Hi, Joe.
Yeah, hi, Emily. Yeah, I expect a lot of passion, and of course, when it comes to Donald Trump, that passion tends to split both ways here at the Deltaplex tonight. Trump's campaign people telling us no live pictures inside about an hour ago, kicking our live camera out while they do their security sweep and some other setup, but we were able to get some video inside the Deltaplex just prior to that of the setup procedure. There's been some talk of the arena being sold out, but we found out that's not the case. The event has been oversold, though. They're handing out more tickets than the 7,500 seats they have room for inside the Deltaplex. The owner telling me the campaign is trying to avoid Trump detractors from getting a bunch of tickets then not showing up to make the Deltaplex look rather empty. It's a pretty common campaign tactic, not unique to the Trump campaign or not unique to any other campaign for that matter. Of course, it could also mean you may not get in even if you have a ticket.
So based on that, we're asking that everybody be here early. Doors will open at 5 o'clock, and the first 7,500 people that are here will be let in the building.
Langlois is telling me best time to show up would be right around 4 o'clock, no later than 4 o'clock. Of course, there'll be a lineup out here as people have to go through the security checks and that sort of thing. There will not be a welcoming party from the Kent County GOP. Chair John Insulin told me generally candidates coordinate with the local party execs for these events, but not Trump. He tends to do things on his own. He doesn't see it, Insulin doesn't see it as a snub to the local party. He says Trump just does these stops again on his own, rather independent candidate for the Republicans. He says Grand Rapids is not unique. The candidate's been doing this at campaign stops throughout the Midwest. And of course, we will be out here all day, outside and inside as well, tracking the Trump visit, the first visit to West Michigan. Live in Walker, Joe LaFurgey, 24-Hour News 8.
Okay, Joe, thank you for that live report. Our coverage of tonight's rally will continue tonight on 24-Hour News 8 at 5. Joe will join Rick Albin live at the Deltaplex this evening. You'll also be able to watch Donald Trump's remarks live on woodtv.com at 7:30. Trump now has one less GOP rival to contend with. Just a short time ago, U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham announced he's ending his bid for the Republican presidential nomination. Graham posted a video this morning announcing that he was suspending his campaign. If you plan to see Trump today, you'll want to be prepared to wait in the rain before the doors open. The mild temperatures have really brought some rain to the area instead of snow, which we're used to seeing this time of year. Storm Team 8 meteorologist Ellen Baca has been tracking the rain. She joins us now. Ellen, when can we expect things to dry out?
It looks like overnight tonight we're going to start to see some of this wind down and become just drizzle. But yeah, your 8-day forecast features more rain instead of snow. We're still really in the running for potentially the least snowy December on record. Let's talk about some of these rain showers over the region right now. You can see a lot of that heavy stuff is now pushed off to the east side of the state, but we still have quite a few bands that we're watching as they move into the area pretty quickly. So if you have to head out, just know that some of these downpours can sneak up pretty fast, and they are tracking at about 50 miles per hour in some cases. So Kalamazoo, this will be here in less than half an hour. Grand Rapids, next big batch of rain looking like it's still about an hour and a half away. Rain is eventually going to be wrapping up again as we get to about 5 o'clock or so. We'll start to see it skirt on the east side of our viewing area, and our temperatures are going to be staying in the 40s, so that mild air sticks around even on into Wednesday. In fact, Wednesday, it's looking like a potential high of 60 degrees. Today will top out near 44, but here's a look at those daily highs as we step through the next few days. Doesn't turn chilly until we get closer and closer to Christmas. Now, about Wednesday, we also have another round of rain on the way. Coming up in your full forecast, we'll show you where that storm system is and how much rain we're expecting from that as well.
Thank you, Ellen. Just in, Americans are among the 6 NATO soldiers killed in a suicide attack in Afghanistan. The Taliban is claiming responsibility. It took place near the U.S.-run Bagram airfield. NATO has not released the identities of the victims. Officials say it's the deadliest attack on foreign troops since August. We're still working to find out how many of the 6 dead are from the U.S. Police in Las Vegas say the driver responsible for swerving her car onto a busy sidewalk along the Strip did it on purpose. One pedestrian was killed as a result, and dozens of others are injured. The crash happened last night in front of the Paris Hotel and Casino.
This is a huge tragedy that has occurred on our Strip.
She went up off the street onto the sidewalk 2 or possibly 3 times. And based on the evidence and information from our fatal investigators, at this point we are treating this as an intentional act.
Police say the driver, who is in her 20s, has been arrested. There was a 3-year-old in the car with her at the time. That child was not hurt. Police also are reviewing video from casino hotel surveillance cameras. A police official says this was not an act of terrorism. Police in Muskegon Heights are still looking for the person who shot 2 people. This happened last night around 9:30 on 5th Street between West Delano Avenue and West Keating. Authorities say one person was shot in the head, the other person was shot in the leg. Both of the victims are expected to be okay. Police still aren't sure what led up to that shooting. A man who was arrested in Ottawa County for an attempted home invasion is now the suspect in several other home invasions. The man was busted yesterday near Allendale for trying to break into a home on Lake Michigan Drive. A deputy arrested him and allegedly caught him red-handed with stolen stuff. Now investigators tell us he could be good for another 5 break-ins around the area in just the past week. His name will not be released until he's charged. If you're thinking about giving to a local nonprofit this holiday season, the Salvation Army in Kent County has some new motivation for you. 24 Hour News 8's Evan Dean joins us now in studio to explain. Hi, Evan.
Yeah, hi, Emily. It's called the Give Once, Bless Twice initiative. For every dollar you donate to the Salvation Army of Kent County, a group of community leaders and private donors will match that gift, and that match is up to $60,000. The initiative starts tomorrow, it runs through Christmas Eve. You can take part by dropping your change or dollar bills at one of the more than 60 Red Kettle locations throughout the county. You can also mail in your gift, donate online, or call. Right now, the Salvation Army of Kent County is halfway toward their $1.6 million holiday fundraising goal. And with time running out, they encourage everyone to give and help them so they can help others.
The people that we help are not strangers. They're members of our community. There are people who perhaps are in our families. The people who live on the same streets as us, who perhaps have met hard times, and the Salvation Army wants to assist those people.
Now, part of that $1.6 million fundraising goal will go toward Christmas assistance, but it will also go to year-round programming like the local food pantries and drug rehab programs. And remember, when the holiday season ends, the need does not. Nonprofits can use your help throughout the entire year. Emily, back.
Evan, thank you. It's the largest box office opening in movie history. Of course, we're talking about the new Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens. The film brought in an estimated $238 million in ticket sales in North America, and worldwide, $517 million. A senior media analyst says the movie could top $2 billion.
Live from the 24-hour tracking center, this is a winter weather alert.
Travel is already getting dicey for drivers in parts of West Michigan, and we are under a winter storm warning. Here's what it looks like right now in Kalamazoo. You can't even see over the camera. It's iced over. That storm is pushing north from the south right now. Storm teammate has been telling you about this winter storm for days now. We've been tracking it all. Meteorologist Ellen Baca starts off our team coverage right now. Ellen, we can see a lot of snow with this storm. You were just saying this is a big storm.
Yeah, it's looking like it could be a big storm and a little bit more snow than we previously expected for areas north of Grand Rapids. But as you just saw in Kalamazoo, ice is still the main headline here, and we are still anticipating quite a bit in terms of ice accumulation. If we take a look at Storm Track Live right now, you can see this big swath of snow. A lot of this blue is actually falling as sleet and freezing rain, though. So again, places like Kalamazoo seeing that freezing rain potential. Now, if we take a look at what's going on in some of our sky cams outside, reduced visibility in places like Grand Rapids right now just from falling snow that started to pick up in intensity. Holland right now very blustery. You can see that white on the ground, slick road conditions starting to develop because of that snow and because of that wind. Wind chills right now are in the teens. Muskegon still not looking too shabby, but we are going to start to see those visibilities drop as that snowfall continues to increase. Here's a look at some of those wind chills. It feels like 11 in Ionia right now. Feels like 15 in Battle Creek with our winds out of the east at 10 to 20 miles per hour. These are going to continue to increase today. So later on today, our winds are going to be sustained at 20 to 30 miles per hour. And on top of that, we could see some gusts of 40 to even 50 miles per hour. Now look at Storm Track Live shows that this storm is not even close to being done quite yet. We still have quite a bit of moisture that's going to be streaming on up. Reports again of freezing rain in places like Portage. We've had a lot of reports of sleet in places like Paw Paw and Matawan beginning to accumulate on the ground. Snow in Wayland, snow in Grand Rapids and Allendale over to Grand Haven. All of us under some sort of winter weather alert until tomorrow morning. So quick check of your futurecast. Notice it's with us 5 o'clock even through 8 o'clock. Still the potential of freezing rain. Now coming up, we're going to be showing you this whole system in its full extent. We're also going to be talking about the rest of your 8-day forecast. We have a few ups and downs, 40 degrees tomorrow, and then down into the 20s by the end of the week. All that's coming up.
And our team coverage continues right now with 24-hour News 8's Ken Coker. He's live in downtown Kalamazoo. Ken, what are things looking out where you are right now?
Yeah, Ellen is right on about this freezing rain and sleet down here in Kalamazoo. As you can see, we're at the top of a trash can. We're in downtown Kalamazoo, and there's a pretty decent coating of ice here. Now, this is falling as sleet and freezing rain. It's accumulating on the sidewalks, and it's also making the roads rather slushy right now. Now, on the way down here from Grand Rapids, we started running into it around Wayland with some light snow. Then we hit the sleet, and it started mixing with freezing rain, and it seems to be a pretty 50-50 mix of that. Now, the good news is that we saw a number of salt trucks out on the road. Of course, it'd be better news if it were sunny and 75, but we'll take what we can get. Reporting live from Kalamazoo, Ken Kolker, 24-Hour News 8.
Sunny and 75 sounds nice right about now. Unfortunately, that's not what we're in store for the rest of the day. Your afternoon, your evening, they're going to be a slippery, wet drive as we see that band continue to move across that storm as we track it live this noon. Ken just showing us what things are like out in Kalamazoo. 24-Hour News 8's Amanda Jarrett is live for us in Grand Rapids with what's happening right now, what road crews are doing ahead of this storm. Amanda?
Good afternoon, Casey. You can see light snow starting to fall here in Grand Rapids. It just started within the last half hour or so. Now, we just checked with the Kent County Sheriff's Department dispatchers there. They say so far no major issues on the roads, but again, it's still early. We see that band moving north there on Storm Track Live. You heard Ken talk about how it is slick down south. Now, the Kent County Sheriff's Department is asking people only travel if necessary. They tweeted that out within the past hour. Now, road crews have been preparing for this. The Kent County Road Commission started last night treating bridges and other areas. Crews sprayed a liquid salt solution last night that will prevent freezing rain and other liquid from sticking to the road and becoming slick. They're out again now as the evening commute is expected to be icy. You heard Ken talk about those salt trucks he saw on his drive. Now, Michigan State Police say the storm is likely to cause widespread power outages and dangerous road conditions. They're asking everyone to be prepared. Make sure your cell phones are charged. On your screen, we have a list of some things you may want to keep in your car. A hand crank flashlight, blankets, tow strap, cat litter or sand, maybe some snacks, all good things to keep in your car all winter long here in Michigan, of course. Now, we have a lot of information for you at woodtv.com, and of course, Storm Team 8 is going to be following this all day long. Live in Grand Rapids, Amanda Jarrett, 24-Hour News 8.
All right, thank you, Amanda. And there are several area businesses and community organizations who are canceling events today already. We've got a list for you scrolling at the bottom of your screen right now. One big closure that we do want to pass along this afternoon, all Kent County District libraries, all branches are closed at noon today, so they are closed as of right now. And speaking of cancellations, several flights being canceled or delayed out of the Florida International Airport this afternoon. There are at least 5 cancellations as of right now. You want to be sure to check online before you head to the airport for any of those delays or cancellations. And if you haven't already, be sure to download the Storm Team 8 weather app. You'll be able to get up-to-the-minute information on current conditions wherever you live, plus a live look at radar and the Storm Team 8 8-day forecast all in the palm of your hand. You can download it for free right now in the App Store. All you have to do is search Wood TV. Well, we may be dealing with winds and ice, but down south, people living in parts of Texas, Missouri, and Alabama are experiencing tornadoes, flooding, and now blizzard-like conditions. At least 11 people were killed as weekend tornadoes hit near Dallas. Officials say at least 20 tornadoes hit North Texas. Texas's governor has declared a state of emergency in 4 counties. At least 600 structures have been destroyed. In Missouri, 6 people were killed as floods swept through that state. 4 adults were stuck in one car, 2 others in another car. Missouri's governor has declared a state of emergency and has warned people to stay off roads in flooded areas. Police in Battle Creek are looking for the man who robbed a gas station at gunpoint. This happened around 3:30 this morning at the Citgo station on Capitol Avenue Northeast. Police say the suspect hit the clerk in the head with a claw hammer. The victim was able to free himself and wave down a cab for help. He received treatment at the hospital. Now to Detroit, where officials are investigating a shooting that killed a 7-year-old girl and left an 8-year-old in critical condition. Police have named a person of interest in the shooting. They were searching for Sharonda Benson for her connection to the shooting. Neighbors say they heard gunfire before family took the girls to the hospital. The shooting reportedly happened after 2 women got into an argument. And police in Grand Rapids are investigating a shooting, but the victim is not cooperating with them. That shooting happened just before 8 o'clock last night behind Tacos El Cuñando. It's on Granville Avenue. Police say a man in his early 20s was shot in the shoulder. Later, he showed up to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Right now, police do not have a description of that suspect. Meadowlark Lemon, the well-known Harlem Globetrotter, has died. According to his family, the basketball star died yesterday in Scottsdale, Arizona. The cause of his death right now is unknown. He was arguably the most famous player for the Globetrotters, performing on the all-black team during the heyday from the mid-1950s to the late 70s. He was 83 years old.